Hey, it's our postcard! Yay! Look at that.
Brother Aaron, thank you, sir.
Nothing like doing things ahead of time. Thank you, Aaron. Appreciate that.
Aaron, do you want to be interviewed while you're in here?
I got a lot of postcards to get back to do.
Okay.
Fresh delivery from ProspectsPLUS. Look at that. We might be seeing these postcards take another appearance later in our show.
Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today. And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Welcome back. Here we are. We are into June of 2022 already. Almost half the year is gone.
We're doing pretty good.
We're still here, so that's good. I'm Jim. There's Todd.
And over here in her luxury VIP suite, our producer, Lisa Gray.
Hi, I'm super excited about this show today.
You are? You're excited we just still have a job here, so that's
Listen, it's going to change your life.
going to change your life.
We do have quite a show.
She didn't say change it for the better, but we'll find out soon.
Right.
Changes change.
So welcome to our podcast. Seen and heard on great outlets like iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and even more. On today's show, we are going to talk about a wonderful topic. We have 10 reasons why you shouldn't go out and take a new listing today. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah, we don't want them
That's
to
not
rush
the name
into
of our
it.
show, is it?
We're in the
Isn't
bizarro
it take a
world.
listing today?
It's not the name of the show. However, we want to use some reverse psychology because here's what their competition is thinking. And we don't want them to get stuck in any of these ruts.
All right.
And here is what actually many agents nationwide are thinking right now. These 10 things we're going to talk about. We're all human, you know.
Right.
We all can have issues with getting the work done, we can want something very bad as a human being and still have trouble meeting that goal. So we're going to put it out there today.
We are.
All right. So 10 reasons why you should not go out and take a listing today. Okay. I just read them. That's right.
You guys going to love this.
So instead of taking a listing today, you should wait until tomorrow or the day after that or the day after that or next month or next year. I don't know. We'll see where this goes. So let's get started and just put out there what is likely the internal dialogue happening with agents across the country right now.
And again, the whole point behind this is to really just vocalize and talk about the things that I think many agents probably don't talk about. And it's the thoughts in their head that are keeping them from achieving and taking a listing today. So we're going to put the top 10 out there.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's very interesting as we go through this, right? It's the old saying that jumped in my mind, how a lot of your competition is thinking, not you watching the listing right now.
Well,
but
we hope not. But if you are, we're going to help you overcome it.
correct. But the old saying goes, 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready, 4 to get ready, 5 to get ready.
Yeah.
They never go.
Yeah.
That's
you're
it.
Right. You're right.
All right. Well, let's start with number 1. You're exhausted.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You can't take a listing today. You're too tired.
Haven't you done enough today already? It's 3:00 in the afternoon. Plus, you really need to get the car washed. Pick up your dry cleaning and stop by the mall for some new shoes.
I mean, those sound like priorities to me instead of
Exactly.
getting another listing.
So that's your
Right.
competition. That's not you. And don't let that be one of your excuses, okay? Number two is important. We're going to spend a minute here. Go ahead.
Number 2, you've got to work on some more creative postcard ideas on Canva because ProspectsPLUS, with their thousands of niche real estate postcard templates designed by industry experts, just doesn't seem to have enough options.
And as a reminder, and you said something great earlier, I want to hear that sentence, but as a reminder, that watch, if you're in real estate, you get paid to do 2 things, right? And we talked about this and we'll keep talking about it. You get paid to prospect and go on appointments, not to do $15 an hour work. How many realtors have we talked to that doing that makes them feel good? At the end of the day, they go home, honey, how'd your day go? Oh, incredible. What'd you do? I worked on my marketing. Right. Sounds great, but it really
Wrong
didn't move
answer.
the dial. Wrong answer.
Right. And really, the most important thing that you can do with marketing is get in front of your audience.
Right.
Get in front of your audience. If you have 4 hours in a day and you can decide to sit down and fool around with, where the photo needs to be on the postcard and what color blue you want to use and that type of thing, or you can use those 4 hours to make some calls out to your sphere or do a networking event, that type of thing, please do the later with the 4 hours, because that postcard, whether it's the right shade of blue or the photos here or there. And you know, just aside from that, first of all, it's not going to make an impact. Number one, because the audience is holding it in their hand for seconds, only seconds. Number two, there are industry experts, number one being ProspectsPLUS, who are creating these postcards, have thousands of templates in different niches for exactly what you're looking for. You maybe will want to alter a word or two, or maybe nothing at all. You don't need to, because they know what message to deliver to that audience. All you have to do is get it in the mail and get it in front of them. So if you're taking time fooling around with arts and crafts,
Right.
you know, give that to somebody else, or allow ProspectsPLUS to do that work for you, and go and grab that card, get it out. It only takes a couple minutes, and get on with your day and get some listing activity going.
Well said.
If you do that, you might have time for step number 3, which is taking a nap because you didn't sleep well last night. So instead of going out and taking a listing, you should take a nap and maybe go list a house tomorrow.
Or go get some caffeine tablets and turn your day around and wait till the caffeine wears off and go to sleep when you can in 3 days.
Hey, and these are excuses.
a lot of tablets,
Even the most successful people, there's nothing wrong with, we're all human.
Take a mulligan. Exactly. Take a mulligan every now and
We
again.
all have excuses like this. We're going to try and put them out there and help you stop making these excuses.
Okay, excuse number 4. You already got a listing last week. You're good for at least another week. What's the rush?
Now, this is interesting because let me ask you this. I was guilty of this when I was a realtor, a brand new realtor. I don't know if you were, but I remember when I went out and got a listing, I'd be like, boom, hot stuff. You're in your 20s, be like, and then you go hang out at real estate events and you're meeting the high producers going, uh-oh, I should not have celebrated. I should have waited until I got 20. In other words, in your mind, you think that's big. And you're like, uh-oh, that's not really big.
Right. Well, you go out and take a listing and then you say, now I got to sell it. And now you're trying to do that. And now it sells. Yay, you're celebrating. And now you say, uh-oh, now what?
I'm out of inventory.
Well, and if you're trying to raise the bar
Right.
with your business and your career, but you only keep working up to the bar, you're never getting over the bar. So if the bar is, I get one listing a month or one listing every 2 weeks, and you say, oh, well, I did meet that, so I'm good to go. I don't need to feel bad or guilty. I don't need to push myself. And then in the same, you know, so that's the devil on your shoulder, right? Then you got the angel saying, but I really want to get more than 2 listings a month. I want to get 4. I want to get 5. So, that devil is always going to be on your shoulder trying to talk you out of things and talk you down the easy road, right? You have to ignore it. You know, don't eat the cookie that you're going to feel bad about later, right? Ignore the...
Unless it's just one and, you know, it's a good cookie. Maybe.
Okay, eat the cookie.
Anything in moderation is fine, right?
Eat the cookie and then go and do the work to get a listing. How about that?
Okay.
Eat
Yeah,
the cookie as the
there we go.
reward because you got the work done.
All right. Number 5. Reason number 5. Your last few months have been great. You even received a couple of inbound calls from your SOI postcard that you sent out last month. So why do you need to get out and stir up activity to get more listings? You are good to go.
And guess what? That's how the average realtor thinks. But the superstar knows that momentum creates momentum, whether it's positive or negative.
Yeah.
So they're going to keep going.
Yeah, one postcard is not going to do it. It's just not going to. Is it doing it for you?
No.
If you get one postcard in the mail for the lawn care guy, is that enough for you? Maybe it hits you right at the moment that you're mad at your lawn care guy, so you call this guy.
Right.
So that's where that guy gets the one call, right?
Right, exactly.
But that guy's going to get the calls when he keeps getting that lawn care postcard in front of that audience over and over and over and over again. So yeah, one good response is not enough to put it all to bed and tuck yourself in.
Right.
Exactly. Now, after you eat your donut, then it's time to move on to step number 6, which is getting some door hangers hung on 50 homes in the neighborhood where you're trying to brand yourself. Especially since it's such a nice day out, perfect for a leisurely stroll. Even though you know you won't run into anyone in the neighborhood during a workday, and you could hire some kids to do this for next to nothing, but who wants to be inside at a desk making phone calls or out networking on such a fine, nice day?
Correct. And that's how your competition's going to think. That's not how you're going to think. And guess what? I like the idea of door hangers because it gets the agent in their community. It gets them meeting people by accident. Hey, Todd Robertson, neighborhood real estate specialist. You'll meet some people by accident. And guess what? You can delegate it if you want, but if you're going to do it at the right time.
Right.
Like for example, we used to have a guy in Los Angeles. I was a realtor in Bakersfield, California, and I went to a seminar and I heard this story and I'm like, are you kidding me? This guy in Los Angeles, he would do door knocking when people were leaving for work. So he would actually accidentally meet them, or he would be dropping off something, right? Door hanger piece. And then he would go to the gym afterwards. So that was his strategy. Early in the morning, you're like, wow, your competition's not doing that.
No.
Right. So walking the neighborhood in and of itself, like you said, is not a bad idea. Make sure you're walking it when people are there. And if you are intentionally avoiding walking it when people are there, which is what you're doing if you're going during the week, during the day, when you know everybody in that particular neighborhood is at work, right? But you're thinking, okay, I can avoid doing the real work by going and screwing around hanging door hangers and not talking to anybody. You know, if you know that's where you're headed for the day, then that's a low level activity. And you, as an expert, should only be doing the high-level activities. Right. So if you can pay a teenager to do it...
Oh, that was a sentence I wanted. Yes.
That's not your activity. Whatever it is, if you ask yourself the question, could a teenager do this? Yeah, you're an expert. How much are you worth per hour? If you take your annual income from last year and you divide it out down to the month, the week, and the day, and down to the hour, what are you really worth? Right. You know, what is that hour or that 2 hours that's going to take worth to you? And really think about that before you do those activities. Don't let yourself get moved down that road. That's not going to be successful.
All right. Excuse number 7. You have to post some new stuff on all of your social media accounts and maybe sneak in a few minutes of time to catch up on your favorite influencers' social media pages and scroll through your feed a bit. Everyone deserves a little fun downtime, especially you.
Isn't this crazy?
I feel like a psychiatrist here. I remember I had to see a psychiatrist one time because I thought I was ugly.
What happened?
He made me lay on the couch face down. It was like, not good.
Can we put that in the Hilarious series next year?
I would love to, but I don't think it's going to pass the gatekeeper.
Won't get approved?
No,
okay.
It won't.
But you know what? This is a very interesting point because talk about a rabbit hole. And we have friends and we've known people. And guess what? It's busy work. And I've seen real estate agents really get into all that. And it's feel-good stuff. Sure, they're promoting some things. But like we talked earlier, okay, use that to promote and be smart about it. But don't spend 4 or 5 or even 2 hours, a half hour rabbit holing, because that can be a big one that can eat your day.
Well, and if you know you're someone that is going to happen, you're notorious for it.
Right.
It's kind of like, again, the cookie eater, you know, where you know if you have the cookie in the house, you're going to eat the cookie. You don't have the discipline. If you know you're going to fall down a rabbit hole and be spending 4 hours reading about what, you know, Kim Kardashian's doing or whatever.
What is she doing?
Then maybe...
I wouldn't spend 4 seconds on that page.
I have no idea, nor do I care. Brain cell, that kills brain cells, those kind of thoughts. But, you know, if that's the rabbit hole you're going to fall down, then maybe that's an activity that you're going to have to hire a company or hire someone, your niece, somebody to post for you once a week. If you feel like you can't trust yourself to get in and out. Or maybe set a timer. I'm giving myself 20 minutes.
Correct.
And there are platforms where you can post in one spot and it drops it in 5 places.
See, that's the magic. I like what you said about the timer. I use that on my phone all the time.
Yeah.
Like you set a timer and say, boom, I'm working on my real estate for 20 minutes.
Yep.
When the timer goes, you switch gears and move.
Yep.
Speaking of switching gears, how about number 8? Let's be honest with each other.
Uh-oh.
You're never going to hit this year's goals anyway. What were you thinking? Why are you even trying?
So we're having some fun. This is not you. This is your competition. But guess what?
Oh yeah, this is not our listeners.
No, it's not. It's not our people.
Okay.
No.
Got it.
This is.
And if this whispered to you in the middle of the night, we're going to help you overcome it in a few minutes.
But the thing I find interesting about number 8 is this: there are a lot of people who have given up on their goals because they feel that it's too far away.
Mm-hmm.
It's too far out there. I've lost it. So watch. Just erase your goal. Right? Regroup, pick a new goal. Don't beat yourself up and have a goal now moving forward. We're not looking at the past. We're not beating ourselves up. There were a lot of variables going on the past few years, right? So, boom.
If you don't have a goal so far, you've got a second half of the year goal.
Right. A clean goal. A clean goal. Let's go. Yep.
Exactly. Number 9, you've checked your bank account and you have enough money to pay this month's bills. You're good until next month. You can hustle then.
Tomorrow.
Hustle up tomorrow.
That's why those like 24 months interest-free type furniture things or whatever work so well, because they know the psychology of human beings. everything will be better tomorrow.
You're going to forget about it
I'll
until
have the
2
money
years.
tomorrow.
I get it right now
Yeah.
and don't have to pay for it until tomorrow.
Right. So
Yep.
you don't have to hustle now. Next month will be the hustle month. And then next month never comes. Yeah.
But isn't that a thing about that? How many young ones get caught up in that? Probably we did when we were young. We have nephews. We have young ones. I mean, I have nephews getting caught up in that right now. Oh, really? I'll get some new rims. I can just pay monthly payments on them. Oh boy,
Ah,
really?
great.
Not a good idea, son.
All right, number 10. You're planning to spend today rearranging your office and giving it a good cleaning. Now, organization does matter, and a nice work environment is important, even though this is the third time you've rearranged it in the last 2 months. Once you get the right feeling in your office, everything else will flow from there.
Well, share what you shared during our production meeting about what you do before you go home, because this realtor who's thinking this way would not have that challenge if they did what you
Well,
did.
and I think that if you're in your office, hey, I get it. If things have really gotten out of control and you have papers everywhere, how do you work in that? So I do get that. And you you need to get a system in place if that is what's going on for you, get some filing system or whatever. But I also know, and I've heard many people really say something very similar to what you just read, that, oh no, I'm going to rearrange and put this bookcase over here and put this desk so it's facing the window and get this new rug, and I just bought this new plan, and then it's going to be beautiful, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be really productive and successful. And no, it's busy work and you're distracting yourself from getting the real work done. The office really doesn't matter.
Right. You'd be in your car with your pad folio going boom, boom, boom.
Right. So don't use that as a distraction. And what you're talking to in the pre-meeting that I was discussing, it had to do with organization, and I think we're going to get into that a little bit in a few minutes as well, is that night before activity of I prep my day for tomorrow, so I know exactly what I need to get done the next day. I've got it before me, before I shut down for the day and I leave my office.
I love this.
I've got my list for the day of to-dos. I even have the time estimate next to them, so I don't fool myself into, I'm going to do 2 things. No, I've got enough space with this time estimate to knock out 8 things or 9 things. And then I really try and adhere to it when I'm working on a new task. I'm looking at that time and I'm saying, all right, did I get distracted? Now it's 2 hours later. This should have taken me 20 minutes. And they may sound a little bit intense, but it helps me stay on track.
Right.
So that,
high efficiency.
Yeah.
All right. So you may be a little perturbed at us right now.
If you're still tuned in.
He's saying it's my fault. He's saying it's my fault.
Well,
Because you might be perturbed because we're picking on you. Because Lisa's picking on you.
not us. Thank you.
I'm helping.
But we're doing it with the best intentions in mind. That's what they always say. We can use,
It's not you, it's me.
Right.
we can always use some objectivity from time to time, and sometimes we're just too close to the problem to see a solution. If you take an overview of the 10 excuses that we just read, you will find some common themes, namely the following. How about procrastination?
Oh, that probably doesn't apply to anybody here. We could probably skip that.
Nobody on this show would have that problem.
right.
But in case you have a friend, we'll go ahead and read the
Share
words
this
for
with
you.
your friend, right?
There are 3 helpful steps to stop procrastinating and get your work done. Number 1, set a deadline. Create a schedule with clear due dates for each task you need to accomplish toward your daily, weekly, and monthly goals.
And what have we learned? The Cowboy taught us that with our campaigns on our website, that what gets scheduled gets done.
That's exactly
and
right.
if you have to have a reminder go off with Google Calendars, if you use Gmail, you can actually, as you're posting things on your calendar that you need to do, and you could do this every day, all day long, you can do it at a certain time of day, it will send you a reminder. It'll either post it on the corner, it'll pop up in the corner of your computer screen, or it will email you, or you can do this on your phone as well to remind you the next day. So no, this is what I need to get done on Monday, on Tuesday. Monday, this is the day I do this.
Right.
Tuesday, I do this. So go ahead and post those. Post it on your calendar, let it remind you, post it on your phone, have it ding you and remind you so that you don't get off task.
And when calendar emails you all the time, it makes you feel like you have some friends. Somebody's emailing you finally.
Whoa, hey,
so
yeah.
that was my computer. Whoa.
Yeah.
How are you today? Yeah.
Computer loves me.
All right. Step number 2 to avoid procrastination. Ask for help. Ask for somebody you trust to review your work and keep you accountable.
And I love that. And we've talked about this on the show, and it's easy to do, whether it's your broker, whether it's a colleague. Find somebody who's at your level intensity-wise, who wants to goal-wise, and then make them your accountability buddy. So you keep each other accountable. Boom. you don't just say, boom, I'm doing 3 workouts this week. No, here's the time frame, right? It gets scheduled, it gets done. That way your accountability buddy will say, hey, boom, boom, you're slacking off. Come on, we can do this.
Yeah.
And it's great. I mean, every office should have that. And if you don't, to go to your broker because they will help you with that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So ask for help. And number 3, change your mindset. Stop thinking of yourself as a procrastinator. See yourself as someone who gets things done. Change your internal dialogue.
And Tony Robbins taught us years ago, he said, people will do whatever they have to do to remain consistent with their identity. So if you believe you're a superstar, if you believe you're a 50 deal a year closer, that's going to happen.
Or
your habits are going to start taking you there.
Right.
So it's really your internal identity. Who are you? And if you need to change that, change that.
Right. If you identify yourself as a procrastinator, as somebody who's always late for events, whatever that is, then you'll keep showing up as that. You will keep fulfilling that identity until you decide I've had enough. I don't have to be that. And if you're not sure how to get out of that trap, there are plenty of books, there are plenty of resources on the internet. Jesus, look at this time we live in.
Huge, right?
YouTube videos, whatever the issue is, you can find a way over it.
True.
Over and through.
That's a good point. Whatever the issue is, go to YouTube and type in your issue.
They have the answer for everything, don't they?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Ask Siri and maybe she'll talk to you if you need another friend.
I got people emailing me, talking to me now. Wow.
AI.
Another culprit from the list of 10 excuses is distraction. Now, here's some help for that issue.
Oh, see, I got ahead of myself. You're right. Okay.
That's it.
Excitement.
Sorry, I saw a flashing light over there.
Were you distracted? This will help.
A little bit. Maybe I need to read this. Number 1, have a plan the night before. Make a list of what you need to complete. Number 2, turn off distractions like music, TVs, podcasts.
Except ours.
Ours.
Keep this one on.
Number 3, set smaller goals. Number 4, set rewards for accomplishing some goals.
That's where the cookie comes in.
Yes. And number 5, take a quick walk and then sit back down to work.
And what I love about this is, and I'll say it again, momentum creates momentum, either positive or negative. So you can take what we're going through here, and if any of it hit you, then you got to take a look internally and say, boom, I'm the person now that shows up 15 minutes early for every meeting.
Right.
So we can change that, but momentum goes both ways. I mean, if you lose it and get out of shape, boom, that could be a slippery slope. And when you start going the other way, you get enough rewards along the way to keep you wanting to go that way.
All right.
Very true.
How about one last thing that can take you off of achieving success on a daily basis? It is fear. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of fear.
You know what fear stands for, right? F-E-A-R?
What does it stand for?
False evidence appearing real. So think about that. Whatever fear you have in front of you that's preventing you from prospecting or making those calls, boom, it's false evidence appearing. Watch, once you made the call, you're going to feel better.
Right.
The call went good. Nothing bad happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Very true. Very true. So let's look at the 4 things we can do to fight fears. Number 1, look at the evidence. Think back to some of your biggest challenges in the last 2 years and how you overcame them. Use that as proof of what you are capable of and forge ahead.
That's a beautiful point because everybody in life has accomplished some great things, and everybody, no matter what stage you're in, you've had the odds stacked against you and you beat the odds. So go back to those 15 times, those 2 times. And I call it, put the cook in the kitchen, grab your journal, grab a clean piece of paper and say, boom, what was I listening to then? Who was I then? What was my identity then? Because you'll see some magic happen at that point.
I mean, go back to when you just got your license as a realtor.
Oh.
What kind of fear did you have then?
Right.
You overcame it. You're a realtor. You're still doing it.
Right.
So could it get any harder?
That's a good point.
Could it be any harder?
You knew nothing at that point.
That?
Right.
You had no clients, no nothing.
Right. Right.
So it couldn't get any worse at that point.
Right.
It was only up from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Number 2, use visualization techniques. Imagine some of your most important goals for the year, month, or even week as having already happened. Cement this new reality in your mind as the actual reality.
And there's been so many studies done on this, right? We talked about Dennis Waitley earlier. He was a speaker years ago. And if I remember the story, he got hired by NASA to train the astronauts this way. And then a lot of sports coaches started using this. What was your example about the free throws?
Basketball, yeah, that they actually have done studies where they've got a group of people that are visualizing throwing 100 free throws, let's say whatever the training schedule is on a daily basis or whatever, and making those free throws. And then they actually had a group of individuals making those free throws, actually physically doing it. And they found that the results were similar because the mind doesn't know the difference. When your eyes are closed and you're visualizing something, the mind is thinking it's really happening. So you can actually have improvements. They've actually seen, I mean, it's crazy, but they've seen muscular improvements from people visualizing weight training when they actually haven't weight trained physically, where the muscle responds.
That's what we have to do. So we don't have to go to the gym anymore.
That's all you got to do?
We just have to think
I got to get in on that. Wait a minute, Todd, we can make some money by selling that, right?
Listen, you guys don't have to go to the gym anymore.
No more going to the gym. Just imagine your muscles growing.
Right. They're growing stronger. You're getting bigger. Your endurance is more incredible.
You can lift a car now. Don't try it, but you can if you really wanted to.
Stretch out first.
Right. Making it maybe an import, maybe a 2-seater.
Yeah. Smart car.
Be good.
Not very smart.
All right. All right. Well, now that you're out there lifting cars, step number 3 is to use the power of positivity. Direct your brain to focus on positive thoughts. It not only takes the focus off of what you fear, but it helps to bring perspective to what you fear and diminishes its power.
And one of the greatest books, which I don't know the year, it was probably the 30s, but Dr. Norman Vincent Peale wrote the book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And the book is so incredible and so simple. And he was inspired by his wife because he had an idea of what he wanted to do. And they were on a trip overseas, and he was having trouble. His own mind got in the way, and they were sitting there on a vacation on a bench. And she looked over and she said, Norman, she said, do you really believe in your message? They lived in New York. He said, yes, I do. She says, let's go back and pack up right now and let's go spread the message and do what we do. And that's what happened. They packed up, and wow, what a great simple book to read, The Power of Positive Thinking.
And it's really about disciplining the mind. And Tony Robbins, I don't know if there's anybody better at that than him. I mean, that's probably the thing that I associate most with Tony Robbins, that ability to get up in the morning and jump into an ice bath.
Right.
I mean, he literally has next to his pool and his jacuzzi, it's a sunken bath with ice cubes in it. And if he's staying at one of his locations where there is no ice bath, he'll go and face plant in a creek bed that's also icy.
I thought she was going to say the ice machine. Okay.
What if he got stuck in there? Some kids goes to get ice at a hotel. Oh, God, Tony Robbins stuck in there.
Somebody's butt sticking out of the ice machine. What?
Sir, you okay?
Okay, good. All right.
Okay.
No, that is not what I was.
Oh, we're breaking up Kleenex now.
Okay.
We're only 27 minutes into the show.
It only happens twice a show, you guys. The Kleenex gets busted out. Where were we?
At least I have some.
We were talking about somebody.
Point number next.
All right, point number 4. The final point on how to conquer fear. Imagine the worst. Like somebody's butt sticking out of an ice machine. That's pretty bad.
Imagine
that would
the
be
worst,
right
you
up
guys.
there, wouldn't it?
Imagine the worst. Thanks for having us. We hope you enjoyed our show. Jeez.
Imagine the worst.
We got to leave them on a high note.
But what is the worst thing that could happen? Think it through, beginning to end. You all right over there? You will realize it actually isn't.
I'm visualizing him. I'm visualizing it right now, and I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want. Okay, but it's there.
Okay, you will realize it actually isn't as bad as what you're thinking. You will survive, and it isn't reason enough for you not to pursue the goals and aspirations that are important to you.
And if you're going to write something down from this, I would write down these words: turn fear into power. Think about that. Put that on your car. Put that on your car. What do you call it? The shade thing. What do they call that?
The thing. The shade thing.
The shade thing. Why was that funny?
That's the technical
I don't know.
term.
The shade thing.
That's what they call it, I believe. The shade thing.
Now everything's funny. See?
Doesn't your car have a shade thing?
No, the newer models don't come with those anymore.
Oh.
No shade thing.
They have something new. It's very technical. It's a visor.
Oh, that doesn't sound as good as the shade thing.
In Wisconsin, they were called visors. California, hey, I need a shade thing.
Yeah. In Florida, they call it the shade thing.
Right, exactly.
Put a comment below if you have a shade thing in your car or a visor.
Oh, boy, this was incredible.
All right. So are we telling people to take a listing today or stop taking listings today?
Yes, we're trying to swing them back around. If their mindset is, I'll take a listing tomorrow, with everything we've just done, we're trying to swing them back around to not let those 10 excuses or other excuses get in their way.
All right.
And to still take a listing
So you should take a listing today.
Yes, we want you to.
Yes.
We were having some fun. We just want to make sure these...
Fight the fight.
Fight the good fight and just make sure none of these excuses are you. And if they are, just address it like we talked.
Yeah, get it out in the open.
And
then you will take a listing
you will
today.
start
and then,
getting back on
plug
track.
your head into the ice machine.
Don't put your head in the ice machine. Seriously.
Right. The hotel guests aren't going to like that.
A good idea. They probably have to sanitize that.
Right. Unplug it. It's going to be an issue.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. That was wonderful. So as you saw at the beginning of our show, there was an arm reaching into our Take a Listing Today studio with some postcards hot off the press brought to us by Aaron Urban, the cutter extraordinaire over at ProspectsPLUS.
Yep.
And perhaps we should try this again. As we do every week, we will pull out a card out of random and see who might be a lucky winner today.
Oh, shit.
We are on the air here. You understand that, right?
That's a Chester.
118 shows. We've been good.
Darn.
All right, I'm good.
All right.
Dad, burn it.
797.
Wait, 797?
797.
Okay.
5668. This is Julie Dalton in
Let's go, Julie.
Tomball, Texas. At Remax.
That market's on fire there.
It's a fine lit.
Jesus.
Boy, that was loud. Is this Julie?
Yes.
Julie, you're on the air with Jim and Todd and Lisa, the Take a Listing Today podcast. We're calling on behalf of ProspectsPLUS.com. You know that place? I believe they do your postcards.
Yes.
Yes.
We wanted to give you a call and say congratulations. We wanted to ask you a couple questions on your campaign and give you a chance to win $100 on our website and some swag. How does that sound?
Sounds great.
So we're sitting here holding a beautiful card that says that is beautiful.
It is. Just listed in Amira, yes. It's a nice looking house. What prompted you to send out some just listed postcards?
I actually live in Amira, and so I'm farming that neighborhood.
Excellent. Is that part of like a farming campaign, or is this the first mailing you've done to that area?
No, I started in October, and I do a postcard a month with information about Amira.
Wow.
And then also just listed and just sold postcards.
That's great.
Beautiful.
What's your success been like? Obviously good, because you keep doing it. Tell us a little bit about your success.
This is the third one I've listed in Amira since that campaign started.
Sweet.
Plus I have two clients who are building in Amira now.
Wow. Congratulations.
So you're on fire. You're on fire. You probably don't need the $100 gift card. I mean, you got some.
No.
No, she needs it more than ever.
Right.
Because she's marketing every month.
No, that's very impressive. We like calling people like you that have momentum, that are doing great things. I mean, that's impressive to see.
Yeah.
So Jim is going to ask you a question, and I have to warn you, these questions sometimes are not very fair.
They're weird.
They're weird.
But they are worth it, because we have on the line for you, Julie, a $100 gift card for almost anything on ProspectsPLUS.com. Take a Listing Today podcast T-shirt. What else do we have?
Book.
We have a set of mugs.
Some mugs.
And the Become a Listing Legend book.
Become
that's a
a
good
Listing
book.
Legend book. That's huge.
It sounds like you're on your way to becoming a listing legend anyway, but this will help propel you even further. Sound great?
Sure.
She's ready.
All right,
She's
Julie,
ready.
I'm going to read you a question and 3 possible answers. All you need to do is give us the correct answer. Ready?
Yes.
Don't sound scared. Don't be scared.
Lead with confidence here. All right. Here's your question. How many eyes does a bee have?
Oh, geez.
Is it 5, 12, or 28?
Now, that doesn't sound like a fair question.
It's not fair, but it's what it says.
Okay. Your guess is as good as mine. I'm trying to help you here.
Yeah, I don't even have it.
Right.
I don't.
A 33% chance. That's how we have to look at it.
So it's 28.
Yeah, somehow it doesn't seem like knowing about insects has anything to do with real estate.
She is very accurate.
Well, you know,
That's part of the fun.
If you ever come up to a house you want to list and you get a swarm of bees next to you, then it might be helpful to know this. I guess. So
Okay, I'm going to say 28.
28. All right, going for the high answer is 28. The right answer.
You would have loved the gift card, the
I was probably
mugs,
going to guess
the
28
book.
too. That sounded
That's
good
a
to
lot
me.
of eyes, you guys. You know what? Let's give her a new question. That one didn't seem. By the way, none of these are real estate related, just so you know.
A lot of eyes on you. The correct answer is
Oh, wait,
5.
I need that.
5 eyes a bee has.
Okay. Well, I think that's not.
All right.
Let's give her another chance. That was not fair. This will be much easier. Ready?
We have another question for you. Here we go. What classic video game requires you to eat all of the dots through a maze?
Ooh.
Is it Space Invaders?
Pac-Man.
Oh, she should get
Are
an
we
extra
allowed
prize.
to answer before you even read
Yeah,
it?
if you're brilliant. Like
Yeah,
her.
you know what?
There we go. All right. We don't even need to read new questions anymore. Todd, what does Julie win?
You win a $100 gift card for almost anything on ProspectsPLUS.com. You win some swag from the show, a t-shirt, some mugs, and a signed book. Take a listing today. Congratulations. Keep up the momentum. You are doing great. If you need us, reach out. We got you covered, okay?
Thank you.
I'm going to follow up with you with an email with that gift card. You'll have it in your hands by tomorrow morning.
Thank you very much.
What a deal.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. That's the first time anyone has ever spit out the answer before I even read the choices.
You know,
I
I'm
believe.
not a video game person, but I knew that one.
Right, me too. As kids, that was the only game we
I
had.
was so happy that I actually knew an answer.
I was going to ask her, how old are you? Were you around back in the 70s when these games came out? But I felt maybe I shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right, well, there we go. So today's show all about not taking listings today, but then when you actually listen to it, we really want you to take listings today. So it's really for somebody who can't take a listing today. You listen to what we said, and now you will take a listing today.
Correct.
Clear as mud. All right, well, today's show, of course, brought to you by our friends at Prospects Plus. Be sure to visit their website at ProspectsPlus.com. You'll find things there that will make it so much easier for you to become a real estate superstar. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you once again
Bye-bye.
next week. Bye-bye.